At approximately 7:50 p.m. Tonight, or on Friday night, the Calgary Police Service responded to a call from a citizen reporting that 4 people were prowling vehicles in a secure parkade located in the Inglewood Park area. The complainant believed these were people who had done similar type crimes in the previous couple days. Officers immediately blocked the exits of the parkade with their vehicles and began searching the building on foot. They located 4 suspects and immediately challenged them. All 4 suspects entered a vehicle inside the parkade that was later determined to be stolen. While the Calgary Police Service is unable to provide details as to what transpired in the seconds that followed, as the incident is now under investigation by the Alberta Serious Incident Response Team, the situation escalated quickly, resulting in one member discharging his service firearm. The driver of the vehicle was struck and was later pronounced dead at the scene. The 3 other occupants of the vehicle were uninjured and were taken into custody, where charges are pending. No police officers were injured in this incident. And again, although I am very limited in what I can say following, I'll take whatever questions I can at this point.
Sorry.
Crickets.
That's good.
There's been incidents before. Is any directed patrols in that area specifically targeting these crimes?
No, as you know, the crimes of break-and enters and car prowlings and whatnot are fairly rampant in the city right now. So this has been a dispatch call. Our members attended as normally dispatched and came across this scene.
So they were in the car park?
Yeah, my understanding it's a parkade of a building, so an underground parkade of a building.
So they get the call that people are prowling vehicles, then they go, and is there an exchange, or they start running, or do you know?
Well, again, those are some of the answers that we are very limited by ASIRT to respond to. But basically speaking, we go to the parkade, the service members go to the parkade, they use their vehicles to block the entrance and then investigate the parkade on foot, and when they come across these 4 people. And when they come across the 4 people, of course, then there's the opportunity to challenge, and then the situation escalated from there that ultimately resulted in the shooting of the driver of the vehicle.
The officer that discharged the firearm where is that? Was they a long member, or what's the history on the person, the officer, the member who?
All the members of the scene have seniority that ranges from, there were several officers on scene, so all the seniorities range from about 2 years to 9 years on the job, so a fairly robust amount of seniority.
And what's the situation of those officers tonight?
They're all under care right now, so they're of course they get moved away beyond after the shooting to be interviewed by investigators, and they'll certainly be sort of under the care of ASIRT at that point. But they're all, in terms of their own health, the police association and the service has all their responses to help them sort of cope through the next immediate hours, the next set of days going forward.
Is the deceased known to police?
Yes, he was certainly known to police. This person would have extensive criminal records.
The other 3 people, what's happened to them?
They've been arrested and taken in for further investigation, and there'll be some charges pending down the road as that investigation unfolds.
Those people are really known to police as well?
I'm not so much aware of their records. The driver's record, I was made aware of what that record looked like.
Was he in the car when he was shot then?
Yes.
And the car was stolen?
That's our understanding, yes.
Okay. And so there you weren't, was this area under surveillance? Some of the residents had said this had been happening for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, my understanding is the citizen that called in had reported that he had some problems in that parkade with some criminality there. So believe these are the same people that have been doing this in the past. So they called us and we responded. We were there very quickly and were able to find them inside the parkade.
And the officers were from that district? Or?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
3 men and a female.
Again, I'm not certain at that point. Those details will come out later on as ASIRT takes over.
Did you say the age of the deceased?
I don't have that currently.
The email that was circulated by the condo association, are those the people that you have in custody?
I don't know for certain if they're the same people, but again, on the original complaint, the concern was they believe they're the same people that have been there previously committing crimes.
It's been a rough week.
It has been.
How's everyone coping?
You know what? It's a busy time, but this is the nature of policing. You don't get to choose the tempo of work and the issues at play. We just go to work every day to deal with this before us. So it's a tough time, but the officers cope well, and we'll forge on.
What happens now?
Well, right now, all this goes under the purview of ASIRT. So ASIRT now will take this on and take full charge of the investigation. They'll do what they always do. They'll do a very thorough, objective investigation, and in time we'll get a determination back as to what their views of the situation were in terms of the conduct of the officers, the conduct of the accused, and how that unfolds for the public.
And obviously it's early, but are you standing by your officers and the action that were taken tonight?
Absolutely. This is part of the dynamic, difficult things we deal with, and our officers do follow their training, do the best they can to resolve all situations peacefully and safely, but these are the sort of challenges that we see on a fairly regular basis, so I absolutely stand behind our officers.
Anything else you can add?
No. Again, I said, certainly we'd like to be able to offer a bit more detail, but under the request of ASIRT, we want to respect the integrity of the investigation and not go too much further.
I apologize if you said this before, but when the victim was challenged by the officer, you said that he was in the car. Was the car moving at the time, or was the car stationary?
Those are details that ASIRT would not like to share at this point, but suffice it to say, when our officers are faced with any situation where they believe they're in a position of grievous bodily harm or death, that they respond accordingly, and that's what we'd expect them to do, and that's what happened in this circumstance.
Were the officers in danger then?
Again, in order to use lethal force like that, part of our training is very clearly when you're faced with imminent risk of death or grievous bodily harm, and that's why a lethal force option would be used.
I think you said it was a service weapon. Was it his handgun or rifle or shotgun?
Again, those are details that would have to come out through the ASIRT investigations.
Multiple shots fired by the officer?
Sorry, again, that'll be more ASIRT details that'll have to come out soon.